Hi there, today I am filming a video. It's kind of funny. It's for my mom about how to use the new website that I've created for them using Squarespace. And so I thought that I would show you also how to edit this website using Squarespace because it's so simple, but if you're new to websites, it might seem really complicated and might seem like you are messing things up or don't know what you're doing. So when you log into Squarespace, you're going to have all your websites that you've created here. We're going to use this Guest and Family Care one. That's my dad's office. He's a doctor, so you'll see throughout this. It's kind of a funny one, but we can use this for any website that you create as well. On the left, you're going to have a lot of settings. When you choose a template within Squarespace, it's going to have a lot of stuff done for you. I chose this template because the colors were what we wanted anyway. The fonts were pretty good, but you can change all of that in the design setting if you want to. Commerce is going to be if you're using commerce. Marketing and analytics are really great tools that you can use. Scheduling as well. And then profiles and settings, that's about the users and settings of your account more than it is about your website. So mostly what we're going to do is be in pages, and this is where you can see all the pages that have been created. This is our home page, which you can access on this left navigation, and then you have our other three pages over here to the right, as well as a button up here they can go to just schedule an appointment. The main navigation includes anything that is under here. So if I were to move home up into the main navigation, you'll see home now appears over there. We might leave it like that because some older people are going to be using this website. And you can see which home page it is. It doesn't have to be called home, but it is going to be the home page based on that little home button over there. And then anything else goes over here. And you can change the names. If you go in here, you can change the name of the page. This is the title that appears. And then you can also change the navigation title. And we have on the URL slug, we have services 2 because I accidentally created 2 pages. So I'm going to just delete the 2 because we've already deleted the second page. So there's no overlap. That just means when you type in the page, it'll just be guestandfamilycare.com/services. Really simple. And if you want to move your pages around, you absolutely can. I'm going to put our team. Yeah, maybe our team is good there. So then I've created this page with all these different sections. So in Squarespace, you have sections, which are the big pieces, and then you have blocks, which are the building blocks within that section. I'm going to click edit and show you what that looks like. This is a section right here, and then all these little buddies are blocks. And so you could go in here and add, say I wanted to add a button here, you could just click add, and then you could do a button, a form, newsletter, really anything. You can embed a video, you can do an Amazon shopping link. There's all kinds of integrations, text, etc. And all of those can go within this section as their own block. This is a button. So I'll show you how this works. I've set this up to schedule an appointment. And then when you go into the links, you can link something to a page, a web address, a file, which is awesome. You can have a download, an email, or a phone call. And all you have to do is type in the email address. You don't have to do any fancy coding. And then the subject, and what's cool is you can actually do a body here. So for them, they're going to need to know some information about this patient in order to reach back out to them as well as schedule their appointment. So I've gone ahead and included that as a script. It's not to say that every person is going to fill that out, but it's a good baseline for them to fill out, and it'll go automatically to this email address that it's supposed to go to. If you are doing similar buttons, like if you have this schedule an appointment button on a lot of different pages within your website and you want to pay attention to which buttons are getting clicked on, you can actually change it up a little bit. So you could put in the body of this email like, hi, I saw this button on your homepage. And then every time you get the email, you'll know which button was clicked on. Squarespace Analytics is really good at showing you which buttons were clicked on. But if you want to know in your email what page this came from for any reason, you can always add something special there. I've just copy and pasted because they don't really care about that. They just want to get the information and go. So then you'll have pre-designed sections like this. So if you were to add a page, there's going to be page layouts of all different varieties. Say we want to do a gallery, it's going to have all kinds of different sections. And then all of these are editable. You can always add more photos, delete photos, etc. So for instance, when I did our services page, I wanted it to look like this. So I selected this one. And what happened was I put a photo here and put all the information there, as well as buttons. You always want to have call to actions on your website so that people know what to do. On your footer, that's gonna be the same everywhere on your website, just like the header. You wanna make sure you put in, I have done something wrong here, so I'll go ahead and change it. You wanna make sure you put in anything that's relevant, hours, address. I've put a weird character in there, phone number, email address, etc. And this one I might add a link. And that's going to be a phone call. So then what I do is I just enter the phone number and it will automatically put a link that's clickable for someone to use that phone number if they're on the website, which is really, really cool. And you always want to save. Sometimes with Squarespace, you have to do a refresh every now and again. Sometimes it'll freeze. Not too often, but you want to make sure you save pretty regularly so that you can always do that. You can also do a little bit of photo editing within Squarespace, which I think is really nice. So if you go into this image, click Image Editor, and you can do things like increase the brightness, contrast, you can crop. There's certain filters that you can add. I never recommend filters, but you can always do a little bit here just to make your photos stand out a little bit more. Save. This might be something with my internet, I don't know, but what I found is when I'm editing these, the edited image will show up in here and won't show up in here until after I save. So you can see this one's brighter than this one, but then when I go, you can keep editing, and then when you go into save, it'll refresh and give you the edited version. One more thing I'll show you is how we space things out. So when I naturally add this block in here, they expand. This is actually just one image block. The text is considered kind of the caption of the image. And you can change a lot of things. When you go into design, you can make it a poster where the text is over the image. You can do an overlap or a collage, which is really nice. I actually might change it to that because that's really lovely. A stack where the text will be below the image. What we have currently is a card. So whatever you put in there, it's going to automatically expand to the full width of the container, which is basically the full page. So you might want to make it smaller, and you might not understand how to do that. You can't actually like change the size of this image in any way. You can generally drag blocks to be bigger or smaller, and then if you want to add some blank stuff, you can add a spacer here. So that's a spacer. And the blocks, you can move them around to pretty much anywhere. You'll see that. So if I move it here, there's a short blue line that's only the length of the block. So this is going to go to the right of this block only, but it won't go to the right of the lower block. Whereas if I go the long line, that's going to go to the right of everything on the whole page. And then I can adjust the size of that spacer to determine exactly how much space I want there. So I think I'm gonna, just while you're here with me, I'm gonna change the design of this because I really liked that collage look. I thought that was really nice. And then we'll change these two as well. We might have an issue. That actually might be tough. We might have an issue with this one just because the little block might go over their faces. Yeah, so we'll keep this one as a card, run it by my mom and see what she thinks. But these are the two main providers, and then this is the rest of the team. And you can link within the pages too. So when I click on this, you have your button text, which is meet the team. And you go here, it's just gonna be a page. And then what will happen when you start doing that is all your different pages will come up, and you can just click whichever one you want to link to and decide if you want it to open in a new window or not. So Squarespace is really easy. This whole layout was created for me. I just made some small edits to it and changed things like changing this from a card to a collage. I added a little testimonial slider here, which is really cool. And added some photos, changed the footer. This is an appointment form, which is really cool. It's going to go to the same place as that email that says book an appointment that I keep coming up with. But some people aren't as familiar with clicking on the thing and then having the email, their email pop up, or maybe they don't have their emails put into their phone correctly, so it won't pull up an email provider. So they might need to fill out the form here. But I always recommend having your phone number, having your email address, because some people just don't want to fill out a form. They just want to call you and talk to you. They just want to send an email to you, especially the audience for this website. A lot of them are going to be older, so they're not as comfortable just filling out a form and waiting for you to call them back. They just want to call you and say, hey, is this something you offer? Hey, I'm curious about this. Are you accepting new patients? All those things. So make sure you have tons of call to actions. Make sure you have your email address everywhere and not just a contact form, because that's going to be a big help. I have a lot of SEO videos as well about keyword research, blogging, SEO tips for beginners. So make sure you check out this playlist that I'll link for you in the corner. And I hope that you enjoyed this little video about how to use Squarespace. And I hope you'll let me know what you think of the platform.